Hello everyone, Blue Star Saber here once again to do another One Piece chapter review. Chapter 1101. Let's see, Sun Shield. Blimey, we're finally here, the 1111th chapter. I meant to do this one much sooner and much earlier, but I kept delaying it and I didn't have time. And even though it's quite late here, I figured I'd try and get this done so I can try and do some other streams during the weekend, arguably the next One Piece chapter since that's come out, or at least the early scanlations, and as well as some stuff I want to try and do related to Star Wars, possibly, and Naruto. But that's all I'm just saying for now. But anyway, before we begin, I'm just going to make a bit of a quick comment. We've got a double-colored spread. Before that, we've got the Shonen Jump cover where you got Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji dressed up as coated pirates. Luffy in red, Zoro in gray, Sanji in blue. With both Luffy and Sanji holding pistols, and Zoro holding, I believe, his sword. But yeah, either way, it's a nice little Shonen Jump cover. I think it has that Clergy store guy that was a former assassin or hired gun, but in a little circle thing. I think some promotion for that. But either way, it's a nice little jump cover. Anyway, on to the actual color spread. We've got the Straw Hats, along with Bonnie and Kuma. Eating and Vegapunk. The Stellar Body. Flying up with Bubbles under the sea, flying up with jellyfish, eating French fries or chips, depending on how you wish to pronounce them. But yeah, you've got Bonnie with Chopper and Nami, and you have Bonnie just grabbing the chips. Zoro seems to just looking on and just eating his chips. Usopp is just holding on to the jellyfish tentacle bits, I think, which it seems a bit silly for him because he's going to get stung. Jinbei is swimming and just eating chips offered by Brock. You have Sanji with Robin, Kuma by himself, Luffy eating a whole mouthful. You got Vegapunk in a scientific submarine pod kind of thing with robot arms. But yeah. Oh, and then Frankie's also eating a bunch of ones. But yeah, it's a nice little cover thing. Anyway, this chapter pretty much follows up the last one where the five elders made their move. Let's see with Ethan this Juro slicing with his sword, disabling at least half the pacifistas. Marcus Mars attempting to get into the dome, and Luffy fighting at least 3 of the elders, with Doggy and Broggy arriving, slicing Jupiter in half. Well, let's see. Now this chapter, we'll finally see how that fight continues. Chapter begins with following off of Marcus Mars' explosions, and it shows that he has broken through the barrier, where Jinbei, I think, he seems to spot Jinbei, or at least Jinbei has spotted him. Wondering what on earth that thing, and he senses the tremendous hockey from it, with him then asking Zoro if he's now done. Zoro saying not yet, but we see Rob Lucci is actually, despite giving that critical blow, is still standing, which Zoro comments on. Rob Lucci tries to attempt to do a growl, looking like he still wants to fight. With Sanji asking Jinbei if he's got him yet, with Jinbei replying he's going to do it now. Grabs Zoro, saying that he's won the fight and we can just gotta get going now. Let's see, with him doing fisherman karate, with Jinbei apologizing to Rob Lucci as he's about to do the 5,000 brick chop, doing a devastating karate fisherman karate move, causing a massive explosion of force, and Rob Lucci is now fallen down onto his knees, now in his human form, no longer in his hybrid form. As he is now confronted by the bird-like form, or the demon-like bird form of Marcus Mars, where he ends up asking him where York is, which shocks Rob Lucci. With Sanji flying with Zoro on his back, saying they got to hurry, but Zoro's just wondering what on earth that thing is, referring to Marcus Mars. And Rob Lucci ends up telling Marcus Moores that York is still tied up in the command room and is on the 4th floor of the building A, and says that they're kind of, let's see, the ones that he just saw are Sorrow and Jinbei, and that there are 5 other members of the Straw Hats crew up here, as well as 2 Vegapunks with Marcus Mars and but actually he's like huffing, but he's also holding a black Dendemushi, saying that they're preparing to escape from the back exit of the labo phase, and there are 85 other Poe agents and 4 Sephiroth in the basement in the lab. Just giving him an update pretty much on all this like details, and it assumes that Vegamonk's message has 6 minutes. With Marcus Mars congratulating him, saying well done, saying he has no more questions. But Rob Lucci does a quiet shout out requesting that that his partner be spared because he's still gravely wounded in the command room, and asking to have his life spared as a result. But Marcus Mars says that may not be possible, as he says one does not attempt to step on insects; it simply happens. As Marcus Mars gets back in the air and prepares to fly to the lab. And I think we'll cut this bit here of the summary of the chapter so I can give some of my thoughts. Okay, Marcus Mars is strong enough to break through the barrier. That is definitely impressive feat, showing that he is strong. Depending on where you how you do the number and rankings, if you go by, let's see, the closest planets to the sun or the Earth, depending on how it's, I believe, being portrayed, I believe Marcus Mars is regarded as the 3rd strongest, or like the middle one of the 5 elders. So, let's see, yeah, which maybe you're not. Let's see, this guy might be opponent for Sanji. At least this guy might be an opponent for Sanji. Either way, it is pretty impressive. Let's see, breaking that dome. But let's see, what is also more impressive is that Rob Lucci is still kind of standing despite Zoro's finisher, and he still looks like he's ready to go, which was a very controversial chapter for like Zoro fans, with so many hoping that 1111 would be his big chapter number, given the fact that given that his birthday is the 11th of November, and also his bounty is like 1,111 bounties. So, but that turns out not to be the case. Now, granted, Jinbei, I think, points out that he still technically won the fight. Rob Lucci's in no condition to do the fight. Heck, it's even more evident by this when Jinbei does, granted, a very powerful fisherman karate attack, the 5,000 brick chop, which I think he did a similar move against. I think that giant fisherman, hold on, new fisherman pirates, new fisherman pirates. Wait, no, it wouldn't be. It'd be more of the sun pirates, I think. Yeah. He'd be a part of the sun. He's part of the Sun Pirate crew. Yeah. Hold on. Nope. I always forget that I do not have. This is not a touch screen. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, what a move! See, yeah. I think Jinbei might have used that move on him, but no. But either way, it's still pretty impressive that even with that attack. Well, granted, Rob Lucci's now in his human form, but he's like on one knee. He's not completely got knocked up and collapsed. So, props to Rob Lucci, I guess. Let's see. He's still standing after being slashed by the number 2 of a Yonko, as well as he said it, as well as taking a massive blow from a warlord. So, yeah, arguably Rob Lucci is impressive. He is definitely, I'd say, first mate Yonko T commander level, maybe slightly stronger, we do not know, but either way, it is impressive. Granted, some have been like damn out sorry as a result, like say Sanji fans, it's like even after Sanji said to hurry up and all that stuff, where you are still unable to finish off Rob Lucci, but still, I'd say it's impressive because like this is someone that's only Luffy's shown to ever beat. So yeah, so has managed to finally win against an opponent that Luffy ends up usually defeating. Granted, he's now finally seen what Marcus Mars is, so that makes me wonder if he is going to end up fighting one of the Five Elders. Most people are hoping that it'll be Nezajuro, but I think that will be definitely long term. Now, whether or not there'll be a mix and matchup of Five Elders matchups before now, who knows? Because at the moment they're going all over the place, Battle Royale. Though granted, it seems like at the very least, Saint Saturn is going to be taken out by Luffy. But yeah. But I do like how Jinbei is just like grabbing Soro and then telling him we gotta get out of here. And he wants to still finish the fight. But anyway, it is interesting that we see Rob Lucci look upon. Let's see, Rob Lucci look upon Marcus Mars and like a bit shock and fear. It's like it's like this cold. It's like because he's like this cold-blooded killer, and he's absolutely terrified of this demonic bird. It's like he's nothing. I mean, he definitely well, at least at the very least, or at the very least, he seems to be at least shocked that okay, this is one of the Five Elders. He's here right now. But who knows? I think at the very least he might be aware of the Five Elders' nature to some extent. But I do like how let's see, Marcus Mars just pretty much asks him like where is York, and Rob Lucci gives him a further detail where everyone is, particularly where York's in the command room. Let's see who just ran by them and all that, which was of course Soro and Jinbei, as well as the remaining Straw Hats and Vegabunks here. And we're in the location of world government agents in the Sephram. I do like how, and as well as estimating the time that Vegapunk message has left, which is 6 minutes, which is, I will admit, this is going by a bit quicker than I will admit, but quicker than I imagined, though granted. The last chapter was 7 minutes. This chapter is, it seems to be like 1 minute has gone between the two chapters, so, that's nice to know, but we're nearly halfway. But I do like how Marcus Mars praises Rob Lucci for his efforts despite being defeated. So, at the very least, he seems to at least value that Rob Lucci has been a valuable asset in this thing. Though, I do actually like that Rob Lucci is trying to plead for that he spares Kaku's life, his partner, showing that Rob Lucci, despite being a cold-blooded ruthless assassin, there's at least one comrade that he cares about. He might care for the other members of CP9 at the very least. Maybe let's see, Califer and maybe Bruno and Chopper and hold on. Let me get CP9 up. I gotta remember. I gotta get which was the last member. His name. Let's see. Yeah, Kumadori. At the very least, he might care of them. I'm not sure if he cares about Jabra. I mean, they seem to be at odds with each other quite a bit, though. Granted, Jabra did try to help Rob Lucci recover, but at the very least, the generation of CP9 that we saw in Ennis Lobby in this 7 Baroque Works or CP9 saga, as I like to call it. They do actually they seem to do have at least, it shows that they do have at least some sort of camaraderie with each other, though granted I don't think any of them like Spanman, and the fact that he tried to blame them for his own failures, but yeah. He's granted he's now a subordinate of Rob Lucci, so there's that, but yeah. But at the very least, he seems to care for Kaku, who's like his partner. They seem to be all around with each other. Heck, you got Kaku going like, Rob Lucci, go, Ritzy, calm down, man. Being like his sort of right hand, like how Luffy, like Zoro's Luffy's right hand. So he's like pleading for his life. But Marcus Mars is shown just to be as ruthless as the other elders, including Saint San, which is interesting because I remember from the Nico Robin flashback, heck, from just watching it with the Egghead anime. you've got Marcus Mars showing regret that Dr. Clo that O'Hara had to be destroyed, but it's like showing that he might have had some bit of humanity, but here he just shows just how little he might actually have, because he's not paying attention to what insects he squashed. So in other words, he does not care if Kaku gets squished. Now that is just cold, man. That is just very cold. But it's in line with what the world nobles are like, and just shows just how ruthless you can be in destroying everything that's not a target he needs to rescue. Anyway, I think it's time we get to the next part of the chapter, where Luffy is just excited to see Doggy and Broggy, saying it's been 2 years with I believe hold on, I think this is Doggy, but I just want to confirm. I always get the Giants One Piece. Hold on. Yep, Dory. Yep, it's Dory going about how it's good to see him as well, though he says he doesn't recognize him. So Broggy ends up laughing, saying likewise, saying how you seems to have taken the form of a god spoken in Elbaf, which Luffy's confused. But he's confused, but Broggy says well, your current outfit or look, it pleases them greatly, and saying that but Luffy of course doesn't know what they mean, so they can talk later. Right, so you get hold on, let me just 5. Let's see, come on, where is it? Buccaneers, nope. Oop. I'm just gonna click here. Okay. Okay, incident. Let's see, 5 elders. Oh yeah, Saint Topman Walkery. I should have Ritzy. Now it's coming back to me. I'm terrible. I apologize, but he's just surprised that the Giants are here. With Saint Saturn saying that it's a bad combination. With Dory saying that about look at these colossal beasts, saying that they look like they've come from the Elbaf forests. With let's see, Broggy saying that but we don't really want to fight them, as they need to run away. Let's see, as Broggy revealed that Sanji said that if you see Luffy, tell him to run around back to the island. Where we see a flashback of Sanji saying, "I'm counting on you, Doggy and Broggy," and saying with them going you bet, with them responding, "You bet, let's meet up later." Oh yeah, Broggy says that we already saw Sanji and he saw it earlier, so I missed out that little bit. But yeah, and they talk about how they saw the story in the newspaper about Egghead, so they decide to come help to escape. And we get a little mini map of Luffy with Luffy's location, with Dory and Broggy there. We see Nami and Usopp at the top of Egghead, and then we see the goal of Elbaf's ship, and we see the little bit where Bonnie and Frankie are the closest, with Sanji and Vegapunk following in pursuit. And then you've got Dory raising a horn, saying that talking about how the saying how it was said you were surrounded by the Navy. No, granted, I'm not. Let's see. No, granted, it could be. No, granted, this seems a bit weird to me, because it looks like that we came to help you escape, and it was said you're surrounded by the Navy. That feels like 2 speech bubbles that should be in each other's place, saying, "We saw you in the newspapers and said you were surrounded by the Navy, so we came to help you escape." But I could just be imagining it the wrong way. But that might just be a first translation thing. I might just be looking at it wrong. But yeah, but Dory blows the horn. All the giants hear it, saying that they found that. Let's see, raising the sword, saying they found their captain, and it's time to prepare for the ships. As we see a bunch of giants damaging one of the ships, saying, well, at least from the rubble from the ship, saying that as let's see, going about how all you had to do was take him and leave, and says not to bother attacking the battleships. They don't have any treasure, as that's probably a pastime for these giants. With them going like, yeah, no doubt about that, and then laughing. Marines are just going, damn it. Let's see, just go about how helpless they are against the giants. But Top Man Rokuri says, you have an escape signal, and he says they can't allow that to happen. So he'll sound a warning sound of his own, as he's saying it's a reply, saying going on about how it's a warning not to escape as Luffy looks on. Rokuri does a massive roar, which seems to be boosted by Conqueror's Hockey, and it blows Luffy and the giants back a bit. And it blows the bill, and you see it blowing the bit of the island as well. And in the most commercial way, in those sort of Looney Tunes things where the roar blows Luffy's Sando's hat and even Scar eyeballs off, and Scar going like like it's sort of like when you sort of like get cat sort of that funny Looney Tunes or cartoon moment where let's see, one character screams or roars and it blows everything off them, and you've got let's see, Broggy going like what? Well, it doesn't pop out his eyes, but it looks like he wants to. And then you see the Conqueror's Husking bursting throughout the island, and what the Marines commenting that the island's moving or pulsating again, and you see a bunch of Marines being collapsed by the hockey of the five elder Top Man Valkyrie, with the giants now grabbing Straw Hat, or at the very least, it seems Dory managed to grab everything that Straw Hat lost, with one of them, Broggy, asking if he's all right. Let's see. With I think going on about how you got enough parts there. What a funny body you've got. Of them just laughing at Luffy's silly antics. But Luffy, you just see him trying to put back his scars together, saying that was a close one. With let's see, with the giants asking, is that the color of the Supreme King Roar, confirming that it is Conqueror's Haki, with them asking who it is, and Luffy says it's some boss guy in the world government, as Topman Rokuri jumps and starts to spin his legs, or at least spin his body a bit. Let's see, with the giants telling each other to get ready, they use a move called Sutherland Sun's Shield, blocking Topman Rokuri, whose top tusks has turned into sword blades, and saying that with Topman Rokuri says, we have much to settle with your kind. Do you even know who that is? With Broggy and Doggy saying, of course we do, saying that, laughing, saying he's a friend, using a move called Skulljaw Split, using their shields to punch Topman Rokuri, sending him flying. And he crash lands a bit, where we now see Saint Saturn moving in, saying, and he must be crushed before you call him something else, as he prepares to spit, and saying that it needs to be eradicated from the historical records. I think, depending on the translation, he says they'll both the giants and Straw Hat needs to be eradicated from the historical records. But Luffy tells them to watch out, as that's going to be poison. And Luffy grabs a nearby tree, bites on it, shaping it into a baseball bat, somehow gets black paint and paints it around, with it, making it a black bat with a number 56 on it, and then somehow grabs a baseball helmet with number 56, swings the bat, whacks the poison, laughing about how it says, how'd you like a taste of your own poison, shocking the two elders there, and causing a massive explosion as a response. And the results of Luffy even being shocked, going like, what? It's he popping out eyes, saying it exploded, with the giants going let's see, Broy just laughing about how you blew it into bits, but the other giants nearby them saying, captains, the flames are going to block off the forest, with Dory saying, let's get moving, with Luffy saying they need to hurry as this won't matter, as he talks about how they're immortal, as we see the shadowy figures of Saint Peter, Saint Rokuri, and Saint Saturn coming out from the flames, implying that they're just about regenerated or healed from whatever damage that was done to them. And going a bit of this next page here, as they're saying, keep running. How can they be immortal? See, I think Dory's saying that. But Luffy says he doesn't know, but he keeps coming back no matter what he does to them. Talking about how he's like done so much damage, but they just seem to come back no matter what. With Broggy saying how he's never heard of any race having that power. So he's saying it's probably best to run, laughing. So yeah, now I'm going to give my thoughts on this bit here in the fight, pretty much. I do love how Luffy's just excited to see Dorgy and Broggy, and likewise between them as well. And I just love how they're just all laughing at each other. It's like Luffy's sun god form really does fit in with these giants and their laughters. But speaking of that, I do like how they sort of bring up saying, "You look like the sun. You look like the sun. You look like some sort of sun god." Or like, you look like some god in Elbaf that we're spoken in Elbaf, but Luffy has no idea what they're talking about. But they're talking about just how it's just like it's just a form complementing them, a form that complements them in a sense. Though, granted, at the very least, we do know that. Let's see. At the very least, with this sort of like text, we do know that at the very least they have some form of image of the sun god. Now, whether or not they know it's Nico or how much the details are now, we have yet to find out. But like with Luffy, with Bonnie, he doesn't know what they're talking about. But either way, they're going to talk about it later, which I'm very curious to see what the giants actually know about the sun god. But yeah, but at the very least, Luffy is gonna Luffy's gonna be, after Luffy being asked enough times about this, I'm hoping that he's gonna at least be curious about what his current form is. But yeah, but I do like how the five elders are just looking about the giants with the sun gods about a bad combination. Arguably, let's see, they probably know a lot from the Void Century. And they probably know that Joe Boy probably was an ally with the giants. But yeah. It's interesting to learn that the fact that Saint Saturn and Rokuri both look beast forms, look like something, look like stuff from like the Elbaf Forest, which makes me very curious what kind of monsters they have there. Let's see, which gets it all the more hype for Elbaf's arc later, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. And I do like how they talk about how they inform Luffy that Sanji informed them, so they did encounter Sanji, so that's kind of nice. I do like how we got a little mini map of the location of like all the Straw Hats, as Doggy and Broggy explained. They saw the newspaper and they decided to come help them. And I do like how they have a horn signal to say, "Mission accomplished. We now got to get back to we found Straw Hat. We got to get back to the ships, to the other giants, who just seem to be having fun destroying the marine ships, but it's interesting that they're not looting them because they know they're warships, so they don't have much treasure," showing that this is probably a pastime for the giants, which is terrifying for anyone that is a regular civilian, though I'm wondering if they just do that to other pirates. I'm not sure. I do like how terrified the Marines look at these giants, but anyway. But with this chapter, at least confirmed, at least one of the five elders, at least Top Man Rokuri, does indeed have Conqueror's Haki. And he does such a impressive feat about it that it's a roar that bursts over the entire island and knocks out even a bunch of submarines. So it's like, this might be one of the most impressive displays of Conqueror Hakis we've seen. The only other one that I can think of that probably matches it is in terms of length and scale, was then Shanks using some against Vice Admiral, Admiral Greenbrew or Ryogoku or something. But yeah. So this is an impressive feat of Haki. So it's probably on par with the Yonko, maybe even stronger, which might just confirm that at the very least Top Man Rokuri is at least Yonko level or close to it. Which, in a sense, would, let's see, probably, hopefully, which builds up the hype, and let's see some belief that this guy might actually be the strongest of the five elders, or at least the main one. Which I know some people are possibly speculating that he might be the one that fights Dragon at the end. So yeah, it's pretty impressive. And he also has razor sharp blades, which are in his tusks, which I was not expecting. I'm not sure if that's some sort of myth or just something others thought that would just be cool and just add, which to be fair it is. But I do love how the blow seems to just blast every part of Luffy's details off with like the hat and scars. It's like what going all sort of Looney Tune effect on the screen. So Luffy takes Looney Tune kind of damage from that. But yeah, I just love Broggy's reaction. It probably wasn't the fact that he was so close to Luffy. He probably have his eyes popping out. So yeah. But yeah. I do like how Doggy and Broggy are able to block him with like with these Sullivan shields and able to push back Valkyrie to far back. So that was an impressive feat. So yeah. We don't now. Granted, we don't know how strong Doggy and Broggy are supposed to be. I mean, after all, they seem to have power scaling wise, people just got confused because of how they got taken out by how one of them got taken out by Mr. Free. Now, granted, they were granted it was by cheap surprise attacks and all that, and he was immobilized by the wax fruit. But yeah, but it's shown that at the very least he's strong enough. They're strong enough together to at least punch back at least a member of the Five Elders. I'm not sure how strong they are, but at the very least, I assume they are probably at least Yonko Commander level. At least, that's my best guess. But anyway, I do love how Saturn is trying to blast them after Doggy and Broggy go about how Luffy's their friend, which leads me to the next bit here, which it's interesting to know. It's interesting with the way it's been worded here that Frauke says, we have much to settle with your kind, implying that the world government, definitely has, no doubt the Celestial Dragons definitely have a history with the Giants. I mean, they've been trying to, recruit giants and make giant weapons all the time. They've probably the giant pirates have also caused havoc. So it might be related to that, but it also could be that they know that the Giants were allies of like the D-Clan, Joe Boy, and maybe the Ancient Kingdom. So at the very least, hold on. They know that the Giants are a threat. And and they wonder if they even know who Luffy is, and they probably fear that they don't want the Giants and Luffy and the Sun God working together, because that is a very powerful force. I mean, look at the new giant warrior pirates here. They already probably took out a third of the Marines' forces here. But yeah. But I just like how Doggy and Broggy just go like Luffy's their friend. So they don't really care much about what he is at the moment, though I wouldn't be surprised if they go a bit guy when they realize that Luffy is indeed the current reincarnation of the Sun God. But I do like how you've got Saint Saturn going like, well, in that case, he must be Crush, regardless of before you call him something else, and let's erase from historical records. So I'm getting a lot of notifications on Twitter. But oops. Okay, anyway, that hopefully will be the last one. But yeah, but I do like how he spits his poison at them, trying to erase them all. But but now the most insane feat that Luffy has done with Sun God Nika has just happened, with him just creating a baseball bat from a tree and just getting stuff from out of nowhere. This is even crazier than the goggles. I mean, this is impressive. This just breaks the sort of logic of this is Toon Force logic to the max, which I think is expected, but it's still sort of like, shocking that it's actually even happening. And but yeah, Which I think you got some memes of like Mihawk just painting his own blade back, and Luffy going like showing Luffy saying, "Oh, your first time" and all that stuff. I don't know, memes like that. Though granted, I think to be fair for Mihawk, I think his blade changed to black because I think at the time Oda didn't quite get the idea of doing black blades. At least that's what I'm assuming. But either way, it's still impressive that Luffy has just managed to get a baseball bat and a baseball bat cap out of nowhere and just swing back and hit them. But yeah, and the power and the impact was so big, it was like an explosion that surprised even Luffy. But yeah. But I do like how Luffy tries to warn the giants that they're immortal when they tell them that the flames are getting everyone moving, and Broky is saying that, just laughing about what Straw Hat did, and you already start to see them reviving, including Jupiter. But yeah, let's see. Now, granted, depending on the translation, they said even though they're running, it might be considered a victory. But I don't see in this Viz translation here. But yeah. But I do like how the giants are asking Luffy, how on earth can these guys be immortal? But Luffy's just trying to explain that no matter what he does, they just keep coming back. And start to question what kind of race these guys are from, which might lead to more hints that, the five elders aren't actually humans. They're demons created by Emu. But who knows? But yeah, but that seems to be the bit of the end of the Giants versus Luffy, Giants and Luffy versus the five elders, at least for the time being. Granted, it seems the fight will now be a bit more of a chase, but either way, it's been pretty impressive to see Doggy and Broggy block and then able to hit St. Top Man Wokury's Conqueror's Hockey, and Luffy just creating a bat from a tree and getting a baseball helmet out of nowhere. That is just great. Just Toon Force logic. Let's see. I'm not sure if some might see it as a bit too much, but I'm fine with it. I'm just curious to see if that will be Luffy's just creating a baseball bat out of a tree will be his more signature weapon when he clashes with other Yonko. If this is going to be a Luffy versus Shanks fight, I'm just wondering if he's going to draw out a baseball bat and he's going to whack it, and Shanks brings out his sword, and then you're going to get a Conqueror's Hockey clash. I mean, that would be cool if that does happen, but who knows? Anyway, on to the hopefully. Whoops. Hold on. Oops, I keep going. Anyway, the last two bits of the chapters left. The rest of the second last page, where Nami's trying to get Zoro and Jinbei to hurry up as the remaining Straw Hats and Vegapunks trying to get the Sunny ready. And with Jinbei saying that we're on our way, but Zoro thinks that no, I think it's Jinbei saying, I think it's just fast if I just run. No, it could be just Zoro trying to say that, but that might be just Zoro trying to, but Zoro will just get lost if that's the case. And then we see Frankie and Barney at the giant ships where they look at what's in front of it, and we see 3 of the vice admirals that are here on Egghead. Let's see, one of them Red King. I think one of them is Vice Admiral Guillotine, and the last one, the Hulk Hogan look-alike, is Pomsky. So Guillotine, Red King, and Pomsky. They're already there in front of Frankie's group, ready to try and stop them and take out Barney. And then we've got Sanji Stu carrying Vegapunk. And then we see Marcus Mars finally at the room where York is, asking where's the room on the monitor, with York going shocked by monster, and going like, it talked, who are you, go away. She's just completely screaming and crying at what is in sight in front of her. But then we get to Kizaru saying, show us your wounds, let us help you and all that. But see Marine saying that. But Ritzy, you just see him going like, I am wounded. Ritzy question says, yes, deeply wounded. With the Marines saying we should act fast. But Kizaru's just saying, just let me rest. And then we got like urgent report as you get Marines saying something far larger than even the giants has appeared on the island, and saying and reporting from the northwest coast of Egghead, and saying with one of the Marines just going on about how it's unaffected by flames, as we finally see the giant robot from the ancient kingdom has finally got up and walking about, as the narration goes like the Grantian creature standing in the flames and groaning about something, and it's just talking about, or at least thinking about, saying, sorry, Joe boy. Ending the chapter. Okay, I do like how Nami is trying to get Zoro and Jinbe to hurry up. Where okay, I think after just looking at the chapter page bit of the panel again, yep, Jinbe is running himself, telling Nami's on his way, saying it might be faster. Which okay, it seems running is faster than floating, which I suppose makes sense. But anyway, you got pretty much Barney and Frankie up against three vice admirals, which I'm not going to spoil what happens next chapter, but at the very least, it does, let's see, hype up a confrontation where Frankie and Barney are going to fight some of these vice admirals. Now, which, it's, to be fair, I think many of us have been waiting for this to kind of happen. At least some of the Straw Hats and some of like the let's see, and possibly Bonnie up against the vice admirals, as there was enough around for all the vice admirals to fight the Straw Hats, but that clash never happened. Which okay, fine. But now it seems like we're going to get that, even if it's just quickly, even if it's just a quick feat to display the fire. Let's see the display. The Straw Hats looking impressive as Yonko crew taking on vice admirals, but granted, vice admirals might be jokes to some people because of how many times they've been used as their punching guns, with the exception of a few individuals. But at the very least, it's like a hype moment to show that the Straw Hats can easily take on the vice admiral, when back in the pre-time skip, they had no chance. With Luffy even being taken out by one that had like a hybrid Dalmatian form, and we didn't even know his name at the time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, Marcus Mars has managed to reach York, which I think was expected now that Rob Lucci has told him. But I do like York's reaction. It's like, and just to show just how cowardly she is when she sees some like unknown monsters, like, why are you? Go away! Despite it, which, to be fair, Marcus Mars has just quickly just popping up. Said, let's see the room where that the room under the monitor. Where is it? Tell me! And she's going like, monster! No, granted, once that she's probably realized that Marcus Mars is our ally, she'll probably tell him. But now that Marcus Mars has found York, it's probably clear that after this arc, York is going to be taken back by the world government. She's not going to be kidnapped by the Straw Hats or Blackbeard pirates, but the Blackbeard pirates have already done their mission, their goal here for the time being. But yeah, arguably York is going to be taken back. Probably may become some sort of honorary world noble, but clearly kept alive to help build more of the mother flames for the world government, and arguably maybe try and help out with the pacifista situation that Vegapunk did with Bonnie, and or at least create a new command thing, which I wouldn't surprise if it was for someone like with Emu, or something along the lines of help building Ritzy, building other stuff, building like the mother flame for like Ritzy Emu to use. That's how he sees fit. But yeah, either way, York is clearly coming back with the Straw Hats. Not York. York is going to be with the Five Elders from now on. Anyway, it was the whole regards to Kizaru thing. I no doubt he's probably injured. I think he's probably also emotionally wounded. I think some might say, he's done. Oh, look how pathetic he is. But I think it makes sense. He just killed his probably one of his closest friends, and he's clearly, despite the fact that he did it without hesitation, let's see, he's just probably now just realizing that what he's done, and he feels tremendous guilt from it, and as a result, let's see, he can't really he's just processing right now, what have I done kind of thing, and just wants to be left alone. He's using, and while he probably is injured, he might be using some of his injuries from like fighting Luffy, that he's just injured, and he doesn't want to get now, as he just wants to just grieve in his like guilt. But granted, I do think we're gonna get one last thing with Kizaru, and it's probably when we hear either Vegapunk's message, or let's see, hear Vegapunk's message, and he decides to help possibly the Straw Hats and the remaining Vegapunks escape. At least that's how the way I'm seeing it. I could be wrong, but either way, Kizaru is arguably let's see, at the moment just down for the time being, but he will probably get back up. But he is probably just feeling conflicted and morally guilty for what he's done. Anyway, it's finally nice to see the giant robot actually move and walking about, and it turns out he's even bigger than giants and unaffected by flames, which is impressive, and it goes to show you just how powerful advanced tech that the ancient kingdom did that built this giant, because it's like he's managed to last this long, as well as the fact that he's immune to flames. I do like just how the Marines are just shocked by his size, and they have no idea how to process this. Which makes me wonder, the fact that all these Marines have seen it, does that mean that the Five Elders are going to have to try and silence them permanently, or if direct orders are not to talk about this at all? But who knows? But depending on Vegapunk's truth, it might be that the truth about this robot like this will get out to the world. But the most interesting thing about the robot is the fact that it's apologizing to Joe Boy, seemingly implying that he either might have betrayed Joe Boy or failed Joe Boy, or at the very least. But like Sinishu, this giant is a companion of Joe Boy, or at least associated with him. I'm not sure if Joe Boy was his creator, or if it was instructed to obey the commands of Joe Boy, given how it reacted in Luffy, the Drums of Liberation. But either way, let's see, he's going to talk about Joe Boy. And then the only thing left to see is when he probably interacts with Luffy and the Five Elders and what he does. And whether or not this giant will end up escaping or being destroyed here on this island. But either way, it's quite the cliffhanger to end on. And boy, was this a good chapter. Overall thoughts, I like that we let's see. Sora fans might be a bit disappointed, but I do like how Rob Lucci was able to stand his ground even after taking attacks on both Zoro and Jinbei. And I do like how he's able to give a detailed report to Marcus Mars on the situation. Rob Lucci, a cold-blooded assassin, shows some humanity for his comrade, with Marcus Mars showing his lack of, for not giving a toss if he squishes Kaku like an insect. Just the entire fight with like Luffy and giants against Five Elders, where we got to see a bit more of Topman Walkyrie's move, since he didn't do anything last chapter, but now we see he's got Conqueror's Haki, he's got sword blades in his tusks. His tusks can turn to sword blades. So he's pretty impressive right now. Let's see, we got a bit of also Saint Sam with his poison spit, but I think we saw a bit of that beforehand. But it's also pretty impressive to see them, Doggy and Broggy, at least working together, block, Topman Walkyrie's attack and able to push him back even just a little bit. But Luffy's antics are just completely hilarious, with like the bits and pieces of him being blown off, and then him just creating a baseball bat just in this short amount of time with a tree, cartoon logic, and getting a helmet out of nowhere, going full on 2-Force and shoving the giants back. as well as let's see Frankie and Bonnie about to fight Vice Admirals with Kizaru Stufa and Guilt, and of course the giant robot and everything. All of that good stuff. And overall, I'd give this chapter probably a 9 out of 10. Very good chapter, and makes me hyped for the next one, which is finally here after 3 weeks. I'm looking forward to reviewing it when I can, hopefully on Monday or Sunday, depending on some of the other streams I have planned. But for now, I am Blue Star Saber signing off. For those who end up listening in, or even just for a little bit of what I said, or stuck throughout the whole way, I hope you enjoyed what I've had to say. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. But for now, goodbye, everyone. See you later.